G'day, this is Karl Stefanovic for Hargrave Lane, the place where music happens. We zoom the spotlight in on English singer-songwriter Olly Murs. His career really kicked off after scoring second in the UK series of X Factor. He signed a record deal pretty much straight away and followed with his first album and single.
Baby, please don't let me go.
Please Don't Let Me Go went straight to #1 in the UK. Olly was on fire. Then came the follow-up album, In Case You Didn't Know, and more hits. Olly was in high demand, TV appearances, tours, and he was breaking into markets all around the globe, including Australia. And the killer tunes kept coming from yet another album. He really was at the right place at the right time. Should we cuddle?
Let's cuddle.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh, good. No, it's fine. You're fine. That's muscle. You work out.
You have been working out too.
You can feel this.
Yeah. Welcome back. Feels like you're Australian.
You know what, I actually feel a little bit of it straight. Only because, and I'm from the UK, but generally out of any country that I've been outside of the UK, this is the most time I've spent in the country, because I actually came here for like 3 months travelling. So,
backpacking.
Yeah, so this kind of country feels really close to my heart, and I feel like when I come here, I feel like it's home.
You came to some decisions on that trip, didn't you? That you wanted to come back here as an artist at some point?
Yeah,
right?
I decided that the X Factor was my next step. I told a guy, I was on holiday here, I was backpacking, and I met this guy from North London that I'm still mates with now, and he actually said to me, come on, I know a geezer who knows a geezer who knows someone that could get you a visa. You could stay out here. You could stay out here for another 6 months. And I was like, really? He said, no, and it all legit. He said, but I can sort it all out. You could get a visa, stay for 6 months, have the time of my life, meet loads of girls, have a few drinks. Whoa. And I was like, that's very appealing. But I actually said to him, no, you know what? I really want to go back and do the X Factor. This guy almost choked on his food. He was like laughing so much.
And the good thing is, I mean, you could have been married to someone in Australia, had 3 or 4 kids by now.
But no, things have changed. I mean, like, that could have happened to me. To be honest with you, before I did the X Factor when I was 25, like, I only had eyes on meeting a girl, settling down, having kids, and having like, yeah, because I wanted to find a decent job. But I always felt that I wasn't going to find the perfect job, because generally I love music. I think any success story, there's always work ethic involved, and it doesn't just happen overnight. It can take years and years, and it's taken me, you know, I'm lucky I did the X Factor, and I'm not saying that, you know, I'm you know, anything special, but I did the X Factor. I needed that platform. I needed that break. And you know, and the ratio of X Factor acts that go on and do badly, there's quite a lot. You know, it's been 10 years now on the X Factor in the UK. That's I think that's 112 contestants in 10 years. And off the top of your head now, you're in Australia, but the only 2 ones you could probably mention, or 3, is you've got James Arthur, you've got One Direction, Little Mix, and probably myself. There's 4. Leona Lewis is 5. That's only 5 artists. So what's happened to the other 110 or whatever it is that isn't? So, and that happens to you guys in here as well. So it isn't just that I knew when I did the X Factor I was going to be successful. I've had to work really hard to be successful, and I've travelled the world and seen many places.
This is the closest.
Well, the biggest challenge with this album was to break it across the world. Like, that was the hardest thing for me, because I had to.
In what way?
Well, because the UK market's very different. It's probably like the Australian market. You guys know what works on radio here and what people like, and maybe it's not necessarily what us in the UK and England are writing. So some of our music can't just. It can break over here and people like it, but it's got to just be at the right place at the right time. So when you're writing songs, you've got to write a song that's international. So I knew that Troublemaker was an international hit straight away when I wrote it, because I knew that I could hear people in America really liking it, I could hear people in Australia really liking it, I could hear, you know, anyone liking it. I didn't think it was going to be as big as it actually became in terms of, and people might go, it wasn't that big, Olly, but in my eyes it was massive. You know, I wrote a song, took us 6 hours to write it, and then all of a sudden it's, you know, we've sold something like 2 million copies of it, 2.5 million copies of it, of a song that we wrote, and we thought, we really hope this does well. Didn't expect it to, you know, to sell that much. So that's brilliant, and that's my biggest challenge in this album, was to try and take it internationally. And it's hard to explain. It's just a different kind of sound.
You ended up being a great producer. I mean, you're producing your own stuff now, aren't you?
No, not really.
Really?
I like getting involved in it. I do know what I like to hear on the song and what I want to do, but there becomes a point as an artist when you get too much of a say, and it happens to a lot of artists where they think they can do the whole record on their own, and what happens is the album just flops and does nothing. So I'm very conscious that at the end of the day, if I walk into a studio, there's me, there's a top line writer, there's a producer, and maybe there's me, I'm writing the song with a top liner, we have a producer in the room. There's normally 3 of us. The guy is a producer for a reason, because he's good at what he does. So let him produce.
That's smart. You relinquish control.
You do what you do best.
Yeah.
We'll sit and write the song, we'll come up with the ideas, and the top liner writer, who's, you know, the guy that writes song every day, that's his job.
Yeah.
That's his passion. My passion is performing and singing, and I love writing as well, but his passion is to write songs. So let him do his job, let his do his job. I'll tuck in, I'll tell you what I want, and then it all comes together.
Are you gonna rap at some point?
Rap? I actually did a rap on my last tour. I mean, to be fair, Robbie Williams did rapping once.
Yeah.
And he told me never to do a rap, never rap on a song, Ollie. So
how was the tour with him? Was it wild?
Great.
Great education for you, having a guy like that around. And
it was so much fun. He's such an amazing guy. He really is. He's such a nice, down-to-earth, charming man. And I'm sure, like, he even said to me, Ollie, if you met me 10 years ago or 15 years ago, me and you just wouldn't have got on. Like, I was a completely different person. And so it was quite refreshing to hear that. But we get on so well. He's great, and I learned so much from him, you know, as an artist.
Do you twerk on stage?
I did twerk, yeah.
Can you twerk?
Yeah. I could twerk with the best of them.
Mate, you got to, before we go, that's the last thing I'll ask you to do.
No, I actually did. I actually did.
No, I don't believe you.
You Dance Me Tonight is my second song in the set, so I basically get the guys to do I just want you to twerk with me tonight. I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to do a little bit of a shake as well, my legs and my ass.
I can do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, you got to straighten the legs, don't you, like that?
To be honest with you, I'll be honest with you, it looks like you're trying to shake something out.
Yeah, maybe I am. Great to see you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Look forward to seeing you again.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Olly Murs' latest album, Right Place, Right Time, out now. For all the latest music news, head to hargravelane.com.